Ninjani molweni avuxeni thobelanda. Guys, it's a law of a delict and you're about to write it very soon. I can assure you on the 11th of October 2024 you'll be writing delict. So today I want to teach you about let me teach you about the ground of justifications. Many people confuse the ground of justifications with a remedy, right? And today I want to teach you about the ground of justification and the difference between ground of justifications and the remedy. So let's do this, right? Let me do this, and then let me try to write it in area. Let me try to say says 14 so that you can see it. So on the delict, we have something we call the grounds of justification, right? Where we have private defense, where we have a necessity, where we have a provocation, where we have consent, statutory, authority, official, capacity, power to discipline, and then the last one is the execution, right? These are grounds for justifications, right? Grounds for justifications are very different from remedies. Let's just say delict. Right? Many people, when they get into the examination, they confuse this thing. We have this one and this one. Delict remedies, we have actual, leguis aqualia, number 2. We have pain and suffering, right? Then we have actual, Noriaram. This one should be actual, right? This is the delict. We have a grounds of justifications where I have stated them, and we have a delict remedies. These two things are different. When you get into the exam, you must know the difference, right? Let's give example by this one. X, skip the red robot and collide with Z car, right? Let's just collide. Z car is damage. Z wants to claim damage, right? So the question, if X skip the red robot and collide with Z car, it means that Z car is damaged, right? Therefore, when Z car is damaged, Z will want to claim a damage, right? It means that because Z wants to claim a damage, Z as a plaintiff, let me read it as like Z as plaintiff has a remedy called action legis aqualia to claim damage. It means that the actual legis aqualia is used to claim the damage of a patrimonial loss. Since there's a patrimonial loss on the side of a Z, Z will use remedy, a delictual remedy, to claim damage, right, from X, right? It means that this one are used by plaintiff, right, to claim damage from the defendant. Now, X as defendant has ground can use any of the above ground of justification. Maybe let's just give example. Can use or can rely, let's just say X as the defendant can rely on necessity to justify his action, right? His action. It means that ground of justification, you can see its use is available to the defendant, which he must use to justify his action. So he's saying, I collided with a Z car because I was rushing my child to hospital. Therefore, this person will rely on the necessity. So it was necessary for me to skip the robot because my child was dying and I was rushing my child to hospital. It means that X is relying on necessity to justify his action, saying that my action were not wrongful. Remember, in the conduct, it means that when X collide with a Z car, in the delict, his action is wrongful, right? It means that in the delict, his action is wrongful. Now, X use necessity, right, to justify that his conduct was not wrongful, cause it was necessary or necessity, cause there was necessity since he was rushing his child to hospital. Right? Okay. Now this is the first question that I'm giving, so that you're able to see. Let me say necessity here. You're able to see that X skip the robot, or let's just say S skips the red robot, and collide with Z car. Now Z is claiming damage. Z as a plaintiff, right, is the one that will use actual legas equalia to claim damage. The only thing that you must know that when there's this type of a damage, I must use this remedy, right? For example, in here, when there's a car damage, because it's a patrimonial loss, you use legas equalia. Now, let me give you another example, right? Let me give you another example. X publish article on social media slandering Z. Z as a plaintiff wants to claim damage based on defamation, right? So it means Z wants to sue. He wants to sue. Let's just written like this. Let's just say Z wants to sue X for defamation. Right? Now, in this regard, as the second example, it means that because because Z wants to sue X for defamation, Z as a plaintiff has action inuriarum to claim damage based on defamation. This means that when you want to sue someone, you must use actio inuriam, because actio inuriam is available when you are claiming for defamation. Remember, defamation is still part of what? Of the delict. So it means that we have talked about the car where we use actio legas equalia. We have talked about the publish of article where you have to use the actio inuriam because it is used to claim the defamation. So it means that in this instance, X as a defendant will rely on provocation if there was a provocation. Remember, provocation is a ground of justification. He will rely on provocation, saying that he was provoked. So his action is not, he can justify. So because his action is wrongful, he will rely on provocation to say that, yes, I published that article, but I was provoked by this guy. He provoked me, and then I published that article. I'm trying to show you the difference between ground of justifications and the remedies. so that when you get into the examination, you won't confuse these two, right? Okay. Now let's go on and give another example. Okay, X, a police officer, try, okay, to arrest Z. Z flee, or let's just say resist arrest and try to flee. X, X shoots Z on the leg in order to arrest him. Z institute a delictual remedy, a delictual claim which of course that remedy is a actual legal secolium, right, to claim the damage. For injury is sustained on the leg, right? It means that Z will rely on, it means that Z has what? Has action acolia, right? Whereas on the other side, X as a police will justify his action by relying on statutory authority, right? So in this instance, X, a police officer, tried to arrest Z. Z resists arrest and tried to flee. X shoots Z on the leg in order to arrest him. Z instituted delictual claim for injuries he sustained on the leg. Z has actual legal sequelae, right, as a remedy to institute such a damage. It means that X will justify his action by relying on statutory authority, saying that it is mandated that as a police officer I have to arrest, and if the person is resisting to arrest, I have to enforce the lethal force, right? So he enforced the lethal force, which is part of the which is within the boundaries of a police officer. Now let's give example by another example. The reason why I'm doing plenty of example, I need you to understand those grounds of justifications and also understand. Let's just say X let's just say, let's give example by Dlamini. Dlamini, a police officer, was ordered by Mkwanazi to search the factory let's just say in suspecting of drugs. Dlamini arrived on the factory Tabo after seeing or Tabo spotted Dlamini and start shooting. Dlamini responded and killed Tabo. Right? Spotted Dlamini far, then start shooting. Then Dlamini responded and killed Tabo. Right? The family of Tabo institute a delictual action. It means that in this instance, because Dlamini is a police officer and he was ordered by Mkwanazi, who is his boss, it means that in this instance, Dlamini will rely. It means that Dlamini will rely on execution of official command. Right? I can give you many and many and many and many examples. The only reason why I give you this type of scenarios, I want you to understand, even when you get into the examination, when you read, you try to understand that this scenario is like this scenario is talking about this scenario is talking about this. Now, we have done with it. I've given you much more so that you can spot the difference between the delictual remedies and the grounds of justifications. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will also keep posted many videos. Some I'll be posting on the revisions, so some I'll be posting here for you to watch. I want you all to pass this upcoming examination. Have a nice day.